Today's video is sponsored by Tokyotreat and Sakuraco. With Sakuraco, you'll receive 20 traditional and artisan Japanese delights, including Japanese teas and one wonderfully crafted example of tableware with your box every month. As for Tokyotreat, you'll get to try up to 20 of the latest, most exclusive and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks that are only available for a very limited time, so we get to share the hype as well. You can actually get $5 off your first Sakuraco or Tokyotreat box, all by using the code LOOKOUT at checkout, or by using the links in the description. I hope you're going to enjoy what I'm about to show you, and take it away, other me!
This month, Sakuraco and Ibaraki are cooperating with the Ibaraki Prefecture and the government to give you a surprise set of tableware celebrating the region. I got this nice little plate, and I've got to say that the work on this is astounding. Absolutely mesmerizing. The pattern work on here is absolutely lovely. It's got a little insignia on the back. It's just absolutely wonderful. I've got loads of these now, all the boxes I've collected over the months, and this is just going to make for a lovely little dinner set, or just something to show off in general, because these are just really nice. Just get some stands and you got yourself some nice little trinkets. And then first off, in terms of the food, we actually get some white shrimp orare. And orare are types of crackers, and these ones are usually pretty good. And oh, the shrimp is very subtle and nice kind of little shape to it. Looks like a pea in a way, but in general, it's quite pleasant. I would say that's a really good accessory to have, but don't expect to be wowed by the shrimp, but it's definitely there in the background. Now the next one is a white peach cookie, and you can probably tell I'm really excited to get into this one because I believe I've had this one before. And this is filled with very succulent white peach filling, and definitely a very, very smooth bite to it. I remember it very well, and it being peach, very, very fresh indeed. And it does come with two, so you must share. Next up is an Isa Suzumi Manju. And Manju I've had different before, and I just absolutely love the attention to detail in terms of the packaging. You get that, and then you get this, so you're guaranteed some freshness. Now, classic Manju type of delicacy with bean paste on the inside, and look how shiny that is. That is really shiny top to it. It's very subtle flavour, but no mistake in the bean paste there. Now this packaging really intrigued me. It's a Beniazuma sweet potato cake, and it's in a kind of little sleeve in a way. Beniazuma are one of the sweetest and least fibrous sweet potatoes there is. Mixed with white bean paste and a dash of brandy before baking, the sweetness is just right. Brandy, you say? Oh, very nice, and very sugary. I am marvelled with how Japanese bread and dairy products just keep their freshness for so long. And since Philly is a very big fan of sweet potato, definitely going to be saving the rest of this for her. Next up, strawberry tart, and Ibaraki strawberry jam filled. Ooh, that looks just like really crystally, and I just love it. It's very much stuff you would see in an afternoon tea in Japan, or in the UK even. You look closely, it's got a very thin texture to it, very the jelly-like texture, and the pastry is very nice and solid too. It's a little crumbly, but not really crumbly, so you're not fearing it's going to fall apart. Next up, we've got some kombu arare, and kombu is edible kelp. So this is something from Toyama Prefecture, I believe. There was a little seal thing to like rip it, and I completely missed it. But as you can see, very, very nice. Nice typical arare. It's got a bit of a fishy flavour to it, but don't worry, it's not something that's going to take you by surprise if you're not a fan of fishy flavours, but it's definitely there to make you feel like there is something going on there. Now, Masakoro Senbei. And very, very close to Masako in a way. You just take away a couple of syllables. And it's actually named after the 10th century samurai, Taira no Masakado, who to this day is revered as a symbol of strength and resistance. And it's made with Ibaraki rice and local soy sauce. Hey, honestly, if I got to live on as a tribute in the form of a rice cracker, especially a really nice one with soy sauce, I'll take it. Oh, now I know why Masakado-san was actually really tough. It's like very strong, sturdy, very bold flavours. Now we got some Ibaraki blueberry manju. So the manju here is a bit of a doughy type of pastry. So the packaging is very, very nice indeed, very pleasant and very, very solid. Nice, distinct smell of blueberry, and it still retains, it's not leaking out at all. And blueberry is much more subtle than most berry flavours, so again, you're not going to feel like it's artificial flavoured. No, this to me really speaks as a natural flavour. Now this is a Beni Haruka sweet potato cookie, and at first you think, oh, this is quite plain packaging here, but then you take a look at that and that's like, ooh! To me, that actually kind of looks like a mini pizza, but no, it's a sweet potato cake, or sweet potato cookie. Yeah, it's more of a cookie. And again, sweet potato can vary in flavor. Sometimes it can be a little bit spicy, sometimes it can be quite savory, or it can be sweet like a sweet potato. This time around, it's a little bit on the spicy note. Feels very sophisticated. Now this next one definitely turned my head, and it's a carrot with puffed rice in it. And according to the book, all of which provides you with some very handy dandy information about what you're about to eat, is all about nostalgia. It is basically just a puffed rice snack, but in the shape of a carrot, and it's definitely going to evoke it, and it's been like that for about 50 years. Puffed rice, very much like Rice Krispies, maybe a little bit kind of tougher, but it's mostly sweet, don't worry, it doesn't taste like carrot. This one, it's derived from natto, and if you're very familiar with natto, fermented soybeans, and it's very much the Japanese equivalent of Marmite, and a little bit nervous about this one. I'm not dreading this, like, based on the smell. Yeah, that's fermented. That's fermented, all right, but luckily I like edamame, so I think in this guise, when it's not all kind of like sticky and stuff, it's all right, but yeah, be prepared for this one. And naturally, with every single Sakuraco box, you get some tea, this time with some matcha from the region. I'm going to be adding this to my collection, and you can too pair this up with most of the snacks that you get in the box, and you'll have a very good time. Not to mention the packaging is just delightful. Now we got some Ibaraki chestnut karinto, and I know that it is technically upside down, but this is where the kind of little tearing thing is. And karinto I've had before in many boxes, and it's an absolutely sweet flavour, this time with chestnuts from the region. Well, I mean, it makes sense because they make the most in the entire country, so, you know, have a snack from the region, in together collaborating with Sakuraco. So, I'll try it. But it was also getting that little savoury twist to it right at the end. Now some Ibaraki melon jelly. And naturally, it's tradition on this channel for me not to have a spoon. But once again, it's pretty much just right at the end of the summer. You know, the sun sets right at the end of the day. As it goes down in the later days, I will have the melon jelly. So there we go, celebrating the Ibaraki festival from Sakuraco, and now we're on to Spooktacular Snackin, because we are coming up to Halloween. It's the next big thing when it comes to holidays, and Tokyotreat is celebrating it big time with a very nice looking purple sinister vibe for their box. So we're going to be actually starting with some fungashi, Halloween style. I've had similar stuff to this before, but it's derived from brown sugar cane from Okinawa, and oh, it definitely smells like brown sugar. And it's very light and airy, so if you're worried that this is going to be quite stodgy, this may look like a Snickers. It's nowhere near as heavy as one. Like, look at that. The brown sugar sort of like, just like vaporizes or kind of just like melts away in your mouth. It's really, really pleasant experience. Now, these are classic to Japan, umaibo. These are actually very, very ubiquitous within Japan. And it's one of their oldest snacks, in fact. And then it's actually been combined with tonkatsu sauce. And tonkatsu sauce, I believe, has something to do with ramen, or at least tonkatsu. Might be tonkatsu. But either way, it's a very ketchupy flavor. Umaibo, like with umai, tastes good. It's just a big what's it in my mind, and I can't fault it. Intriguing. Madame Gelée. And apparently it's raspberry and chocolate. My initial thought was like, oh, it's gonna be like lips that you wear, but no, it's just essentially chocolate, raspberry. And if you think they're copping out in terms of the raspberry theme, this is like white chocolate raspberry, and that combination for me is just divine. And it's got a jelly filling in the middle. That is a bizarre combination, and I am all here for it. Now we go from the sweet to the sour with sour monster gum. Is this meant to be like kind of an energy thing, like a sour thing? Okay, it's like a bonbon. Nah, it's not really that sour. It's a bonbon, definitely. And not all unpleasant. Very, very nice. It's very lemony. Now, this peong, or peong, is black squid yakisoba. And yakisoba is very, very much a very synonymous street food with Japan. And I will have this very much later. And if you want to have it later for yourself and you're not quite sure how to do it because you see the instructions in there, oh no, they're in Japanese or they're not there at all. The handy dandy guidebook does provide you instructions in English, so don't worry, you're not going to be lost at sea. Now this next snack is very much synonymous and actually unique to Tokyotreat. It's their specialty Tokyo layer loaf, this time maple pumpkin flavoured. And I remember being wowed by this because if you look at closely, it's layered one by one by one, so it's like that, but I'm going to break this like, just take this in, folks. Oh, yeah. Very, very nice. And naturally, I'll leave the big bit for Philly because I want to be nice. But, oh, maple. You can smell the maple, definitely. Then the undertone of pumpkin backs up the maple flavour. And once again, Japanese bread is king. Now, another thing that you get commonly in Japan are corn snacks. This time, they're Halloween themed. They are pizza flavoured. Pizza Halloween, I'm quite intrigued. I remember having a pizza flavoured one last month. And I don't know whether these are, again, very much like pizza, but don't know about these ones. They're all right. They're very good corn snacks, but I don't know whether they stand out enough and this is just like the generic theming. Trick or treat, I feel like I've been tricked. Colour changing gum, if you very much remember the schoolyard. This one apparently changes your mouth to be going from blue to blue and green. So let's test this out, shall we? Well, in terms of the flavour, it's actually pretty nice. It's not artificial at all. Well, it does exactly what it says on the tin, or the packet, technically. Now, this is a mini monster gummy strip. So basically, we're getting the kind of oodles and oodles of things, but it just, to me, looks like bacon. Bacon's not scary, but will I be scarily surprised with how good this is? Now, you see, this is more sour than the monster candy I had earlier. Takes me back to my childhood. And sometimes the way I behaved back then, very scary. Of course, it wouldn't be a Tokyotreat box without some Kit Kats. This time, sweet potato flavour. So you all know what Kit Kats are, they're dealio. They're extremely popular in Japan, and they have very kooky flavours. Flavours that you would never see in the Western world. This time being sweet potato, derived from with white chocolate. And this time around, it's got a very nice flavour. It's still got that nice little bite to it. It's got that flowery note of sweet potato, mixed with white chocolate. I would say that's a very, very wonderful combination. Now, we got some grape with some purusu jelly and sparkling grape soda. That's the combination here. I'm not really one for grape soda, honestly, but I'm more than happy to try it out for you folks because, you know, I want to be fair. I want to give everything the time of day. So now that the cocoa jelly has actually been added to this grape soda, so let's see if it makes a difference. There is there's actual jelly in there. That is... What? Oh, I see. I was supposed to shake it. Carefully shake it while I've got the actual lid open. That is, I've never had that one before. Jelly inside of a can. Wow. Still grape soda. I'm not really a big fan of it, but that texture is just what? Makes you feel like it's... This is unreal. Now we have from Meisan Crackle Grape. So this is like, it's popping candy, but grape flavoured. So let's just, let's give it a bit of a downer, shall we? I don't know whether you can pick it up. Let's do the microphone. Yeah, there we go. The grape flavour in this is not too bad. And, sorry, this is very distracting. Yeah, very nice. That's how you do grape. Now, this is Sakeru Gummy Halloween Apple. Now, this is one of those colour changing things again. And I imagine it would be apple flavour. And, oh, okay. So we're getting some blue. We're getting blue on blue. The blueness has gone actually already. We've got to top it up. We've got to top up the blueness. Even though apple's not meant to be blue. Not really a fan of this particular gum because it's like very slippery. So this is crunchy roasted mochi. So this is mochi that has been fried. So this is kind of interesting. So this is taro. And it's got a nice crunch to it. So it's like a different type of cracker, but derived from mochi. Very nice, very fresh. Now, when I saw this in the box, I freaked because this Tohato caramel corn, this is my favorite snack in all of Japan. I've had some very good snacks with Sakuraco and Tokyotreat, but to me, this is the OG. I don't know what's about it. I can eat a whole bag of this in one go. It's just ridiculous how good it is. It's actually, it's all dressed up for the Halloween season. Even a little smile there. Oh, that flavour. Oh, I missed it so. The texture, the carameliness to it, just, oh, I've missed it so much. It did give me a shock when I saw it in the box, but not a bad kind. So, you know, Halloween candy doesn't always have to be scary. It can also be quite delightful. So that was these month's boxes from Tokyotreat and Sakuraco. Thank you very much for them and their support. And if you'd like to try it out for yourself, you can use the link in the description or using lookout at checkout, I like that rhyming style, to get $5 off your first box and try for yourself the delights of Japan via these snack boxes. I hope I've inspired you to try out some more Japanese delectations for yourself, and I shall see you again next month for another review box. Catch you later.